Hey, hey, hey. Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, Christy. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Jen. Did everybody have a good Mother's Day? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tasha, are you at Disney right now? Whoop, whoop. All right. That is your dream life. Hold on. I'm going to put on the other thing. There you go. Now you can see all of me. All right, you guys. Yay! I am so excited for today's call. Big welcome to everybody who's on. Please be sure to message your team right now and ask them to jump on because we are going to have a really special call tonight. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Denise Walsh. I am a Black Diamond leader here with It Works, and I have been a part of this company for 12 years. And one of my favorite parts of this business is the ability to work with, love on, pour into, and just create the space for us all to grow. I have grown so much on this journey over the past 12 years that I love to create spaces to kind of help you grow too. Us all to go. We're all doing it together. I can tell you I had a million aha moments when we talk about the event that we just did, and I know the girls who are going to share did as well. So if you have not been stalking us on social media, then I'll let you know that we did just get back yesterday from the Dream Life Adventure Cruise. This was a Royal Caribbean cruise that we did as a leadership team. Several people earned a spot back in January and February. We were given the challenge to gather 10 fast starts. So the first 3 people who earned 10 fast starts got a free cruise. And then everyone else just said, you know what, I don't want to miss out on this. And so they got to come too, because really it was open to anybody. So some people won it, but everybody was able to come. And so some of you said, I'm not missing out. I want to have the small the intimate connection time. And a cruise, you guys, is the best way to do it. Now, we do lots of contests within the team. We'll do, we've got host-to-post giveaways. We've kind of always got something going on. I know a lot of leaders within the organization do too. We have retreats. We do celebrations for promotions. But the cruise is really special because we have team time where we talk and we go through exercises and we kind of process through life. And then we play. We play. We have so much fun just laughing and playing games. And, last night we were at a piano bar and it was just so fun. So you create so many memories. And the reason why we chose Royal Caribbean is because we got to stop at the first ever opening of their Coco Cay. And they call it the perfect day at Coco Cay. And in this island, which is a private island owned by Royal Caribbean, it's so much fun. Ropes courses, we did zip lining. They had beach and pool, and some girls got to swim with pigs and check things off their dream board. So we did that because Dream Life Adventure is all about stepping outside your comfort zone, just taking, I don't know if control is the right word, but taking inventory of what thoughts you're thinking when you step outside that comfort zone, and then choosing and speaking life over what you want versus allowing the fear to consume you. So we do things that kind of step us outside the comfort zone, and then we have the ability to choose. So we learn those skills. The first day we talked all about where we are now and where we want to be, and cultivated a personal vision. The second day we talked about listening to the right voice. Are you listening to the voice of fear? Are you listening to the voice of truth? And how do you know which voice is the truth? And we really worked through that. And then the third day we talked all about your dream life, right? We got so stinking clear and specific about our dream day, about what we really want, that we generated so much excitement that we like, here's what happens. When you're excited about it, you get up in the morning with a little different feeling, don't you? So what we've got special today is several of the girls who were on the cruise, who got home yesterday too, are popping on and they're sharing their favorite part. So I'm not going to talk this whole time because I certainly could, but I'm going to give them a chance to share their experience. So if you, I'm just going to go with who I see on my little screen here. So Tasha, I do see you first, and I know you're at Disney, so this might be good for you to go first. So tell us a bit about why you said yes to going, and then your favorite part of the weekend.
Okay, sorry, had to get my audio back. Okay, don't know if you can see me, but I hope you can hear me.
You're good,
okay.
You're good.
I decided to say yes because I realized that when you get around like-minded people, it really helps. And especially when you're around a bunch of people that you don't know, it's a little easier to get into these exercises and do the types of dreaming that we were doing. Sorry. So yeah, I knew it was going to be beneficial to me to say yes, and I was so excited that I could bring my spouse with me. That was a big issue because he had never been on a cruise, so it just seemed like a perfect way to do an It Works event.
And you get to call it work, and it's a business.
Yes.
What?
And it was so much fun. So yeah, I will definitely look out for other fun things like that because I don't want to miss out again. That was way too great. My whole sum up of the weekend is just the word wow.
Okay, tell us more.
So it just blew my mind to see that no matter what rank we are, we all kind of deal with internal struggles, internal fears, and sometimes opening that up to your team is, you don't want to, or sometimes you are afraid to say these things out loud. So getting them, to the point, finding out what really is inside of us, holding us back, and learning how to break through it, that was my favorite moment, because I realized that it doesn't matter what rank you are, you're going to end up having something that you need to push through, and you need people to lean on in order to grow. You have to do that.
Absolutely, and it's so true. It's funny, we talk about what we're doing in the business, in the hot tub, or standing in line, or at dinner. But in the exercises and throughout the morning when we do our team time, it truly is all about digging deep and allowing the dreams to get so big that we have to keep saying yes. And so it's less about the business and more about you being your best self. So Tasha, what can you do after this? Like, what is the one thing you're going to do to actually implement change in your everyday?
Take my brain out of it, take the mind out of it, and just go. I know that I'm here for a purpose. I know I have a purpose, and I know that it's my job to get out there and reach to more people. And it's not, whatever's going through here is, I can't think about it. I just have to go and do. That was my takeaway, and that's what I'm going to bring to the rest of my life.
Go, baby.
No and go, exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for saying yes and bringing your family along, and enjoy the rest of your special week.
Yes, Disney is calling. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, Andrea, I see you next on my screen. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. A new computer that the speaker works.
I'm so excited to hear from you because I want to know first, why was this speaking to you? Why did you say yes? And then we'll go into the rest.
Okay. So I have kind of a little bit of a story behind this saying yes. I've been following Denise since I joined 2 years ago. And the very first Disney cruise, I watched the video and was like, I've got to go on that. And then the second one, it was over the weekend of my son's birthday. And I actually really didn't have the money for it right then either. And so it just wasn't the right timing. And so then when it came up again in February, I I think I remember asking like a couple questions about it. And then I really ignored it. I really did. And bringing it up. And so then after the deadline had passed, Angela had posted in the group looking for a roommate. And that was part of why I ignored it, because I didn't have a roommate to go with. And I know I inquired again, and I had told myself that if I had enough money on my It Works card, I was going. And I went and looked, and I did. And I still said no at first. And then Denise messaged me, and I prayed about it, and God's like, do you understand why I keep bringing this to you? You are supposed to be there. So I did. I said yes, finally. And it was very fearful for me because I just had so much thinking going on in my head. I'm like, I didn't earn it. I'm not, an It Works leader right now. How can I go hang out with these people? And I knew they were lies, but I was listening to them. And it was like, once I made the decision and said yes, like the very next day, my confirmation started coming through. And, my Facebook memory on that very next day was of the last cruise I was on 20 years ago. And like, I just knew that I was supposed to go. And then, I'd already said yes. And then that thinking started creeping back up again. Like, what am I doing? Why did I sign up for this? And the 2 weeks before, I was really preparing hard and going through the journal. And like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be serious about it and not just watch. And so I went back and watched some of the videos, the recaps like we're doing now of the other cruises. And like, the thing that stood out to me the most was it's everyone's included. We're all here for each other, and it doesn't matter what your rank is or where you're at. We're all supposed to be there. So once again, it was confirmed. And I was excited from like for that last week. Like I was able to let go of that scariness.
Oh, I didn't know any of that. And I think what's cool is you did reach out a few times, and when that stirring comes, right? When that thought comes and it doesn't just go away, you know that there's something to that. So you finally did say yes. And I know not only did you prepare for the work we were going to do on the cruise, because I did give everybody some exercises and some things to kind of, start working through so they could be ready for the party we had. You listened to other cruises, and so you got kind of comfortable with the itinerary and all of that, but you also found a roommate that ended up being like your soul sister.
Yes.
Yes. I think it's so awesome how this always lines up. So tell us your favorite part of the weekend.
I think my favorite part was when we talked about, we got out some of our big fears, and when we got in our groups that first time and talked about it, and I realized that a lot of my fear is held in, I think it really comes down to a lot of what people think of me. I have a servant heart. That is my number one spiritual gift, and I always give before I give to myself. And when you made the comment of, how is this serving you? And like, that was huge, because it's not. I'm always putting other people first and not getting to my own dreams and my own things that I need to be doing. And that was probably the biggest aha for me. And I actually have already got to implement it.
Yeah.
Today, like I won't go into the whole story. It would take forever, but I had to reply to someone, and I knew it wasn't the reply that they wanted, but I just did not have the time to give them what they needed. And it was one of those situations where I did a month ago. And now that they wanted to get it done, they needed me now. And I had to say, no, you're going to have to wait. And it killed me to even say it. But I knew, I'm like, this is what my spirit is telling me, and I'm going to do it. And I did. And like, I really did feel peace. And then the response I got from that person, they were mad at me. Like, he said, okay, no problem. Call me when you're ready. And so I've already got to practice that. Like, just listen and go and stop overanalyzing.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work to do, but now I have a lot more tools.
Exactly. And I think when you know what you want, it's way easier to set boundaries because you're
Yeah.
always asking yourself, like, is this taking me towards my goal or is this not? And often if we're a yes person, we get pulled in so many directions that nothing ever is fully done. You know what I mean? Or we're multitasking all the time, or we're so scattered or whatever. So when you've got that clear focus, it helps you to say yes to the things that are taking you closer to your goal. And then no, not right now to things that are not, because it's not forever, but just in this season, it doesn't fit. And that's okay.
Yes.
Now, one thing you did say, Andrea, when we did the kind of the fear stuff the first day, is we identified it. We talked about ways to assess when is it fear and when is it truth, and when what voice do we listen to? And then when you said your list to your partner, you were like, none of this is actually true. So tell us how that realization came to be.
Actually just writing things down and seeing it in front of you, like, this is just actually ridiculous. Because when it's all floating in your head, it's not the same. It's kind of the same as writing your goals down. And I've never really done that before either. I've had some, but they're all just floating up in here. And I was talking through it with Alicia, and she kind of looked at me and was like, do you really think that that's why? And I was like, no, I don't. No, you're right. So it was kind of talking through. That was part of it, and writing it. And yeah.
Because everything we do is when it's in our head, it's bigger than it seems, It's a bit more confusing, and it's, the problem seems bigger when we're just thinking about it. There's power in writing about it, and then there's power in speaking about it. Often, we can vent and we can whine, and that's kind of speaking in the negative way. But when we're addressing it and we're talking and working through it, and then really focusing on what we want, we can process through those emotions and really identify what's ours to keep and what we can let go of. So congratulations, Andrea, for not only saying yes to this trip, but fully. I mean, in an event like this, we don't care what your rank is. We're all just hanging out. Did you feel that too?
Absolutely. And so much encouragement. And I guess that goes back to where everyone says that you need to be around like-minded people. And I am around like-minded people to an extent, but not to this extent. It was very, very special.
It really was. Thank you for being a part of it. And I know I love Zoom. Oh, go ahead.
I said thank you for hosting.
Of course.
Wouldn't be there.
It is I was so confirmed that I totally love doing this stuff throughout that weekend. And I love Zooms because I love my boys, and I want to be home, and I want to tuck them into bed, and I want to, I can't travel all the time through this season, but there is something about being in person that changes the energy of the space and really levels everybody up. It's super special.
Yes.
So, thank you. All right. I see Macy, you're next on my screen. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Yay. All right. Well, Macy, you earned a spot, and you got to bring your boyfriend as well. And I would love to hear, because honestly, I'm going to be honest, I've had people win and not come. So I still want to hear from you why yes.
Okay. So I know this past July when I got back.
And I love your sweatshirt. Okay, go ahead.
Right when I got back, it was on my porch. But I think it was last July, I just got back from my first cruise to Bahamas. And you guys have just announced that you guys were having one in November, like a leadership one. and the payment was due like by the end of August, and we just had put all our money towards that cruise. And I was like super bummed, but I really wanted to go because I've seen all your YouTube videos, all your podcasts, like everything, and it just always inspires me. So I like had it, I don't know, it was just really in my heart to go, but it wasn't the right time. And so when you announced it in January, I just started praying and praying and praying and praying about it, like praying that I would, if it's meant to be, that I would like earn it. And so it was like everything just would like fell into place, and I was like, I know I'm meant to be here. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, so tell us your favorite part of the weekend.
I think the best part was making all the friendships, and coming from like a shy person, I felt like we were able to all really open up and get to know each other. And it was just so much fun all day, every day. The cruise was amazing, the food was amazing, but gosh, there were so many great parts. I don't know what the best part was.
Do you have an aha moment that you will implement when you get home? Well, I guess now you're home today.
I do have several, and I always get so emotional. Coming from a person with anxiety for 2 or 3 years, I just feel like the morning session when I heard, like, when Carla wrote down, like, it was God, and then, like, the Holy Spirit, or, like, your thoughts, and then the mind, and, like, the reality, I felt like I just knew that was, like, I don't know, like, the solution to what I've been praying for so long. And all weekend long, I felt like there was just all my fears and anxiety was just lifted off of me. And I came home like a whole new person. And I think just having that, the saying that we were saying all weekend, I forget what it was.
Anything that can go right will go right today.
I was thinking that all weekend long, like in my head, and saying it all weekend long, and I felt like everything just was like perfect. I wasn't thinking, what if this happens? What if this happens? Like, that's usually what my anxiety will do for me, and I just felt like everything went perfectly. And so I'm taking that home with me so that I can, because what I prayed for before the cruise is like the solution to like getting rid of my anxiety, or like at least coping with it, like figuring out a way to like control it. And I feel like that helped a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I think we certainly can get consumed with that rabbit trail of stinking thinking and all of that stuff, and allow our thoughts and our visualizations to go down the negative path. But we really did learn tools this time to kind of switch it and say, okay, well, what's true, and what do I want? What do we want? And ask questions in that way, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Everything that can go right will go right today. We saw miracles, you guys, all cruise long. Just the right people showing up at the exact time. People being like, nobody was ever like lost or confused. Like, we always just kind of met up when we were supposed to. We even got to bring extra wine in our room. Like, miracles all over. Macy, anything else you want to add?
Just everybody that did not go, get on the next one, because it's truly life-changing.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And tell Frederick we loved getting to know him too.
Okay, well, thank you so much for everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Nicole, I see you next on my screen.
Hey.
Yay! Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. I am so excited that you said yes, and really, everybody who came, I felt like I am so excited to get to know you, because I don't know you a ton. You know, we see each other in spaces like this, and even Nicole, you've come to Grand Rapids a few times, but we haven't, like, you know, it's different than you really actually get to spend time with people. So I was excited to have you on the cruise, and I'd love to hear why you said yes.
Okay, so kind of like Andrea was saying, she was saying like it was easier for her that she didn't know people, which I did know a few people, so that made it easier. But for me, like that like triggers my anxiety. Like having to talk to people that I don't know is scary. It's so scary. And so just getting out of your comfort zone and just meeting people that are like-minded, that you don't know is so awesome. So I just feel like we had so much fun. And you know, our saying all weekend, like our room, we said it like a million times a day, and we had the craziest things happen. And I mean, just things that you're like, whoa, how did that just happen? But it did. So I feel like why I went is like, that's the blue in me, is like, I love to travel and I love to hang out and everything. But then, you know, there's that fear of being with people that you don't really know. But me and Rachel, we just like kind of agreed, like, let's do it, let's go. And it turned out awesome. So
it did.
I'm so glad that
we were a little nervous because they ended up having 4 in their room, and we were like, let us know if it's like too cramped and like, is it okay? But you guys all got along swimmingly, and we had a ton of fun. So tell us your favorite thing we did all weekend.
So I don't feel like I can pick a favorite thing that we did, but I did, as stupid as it is, I did cross off something on my dream board, which was drinking out of a pineapple. And as little as that sounds, it was on my 2019 dream board, and I got to do it. So that was probably one of the highlights, because it was just like somebody came up to us as soon as we got to the Bahamas, and that was the first thing that he said to us was, you know, oh, you can drink out of pineapples all day. And I was like, how did you know? That was like that. And I wasn't even planning on taking a taxi anywhere. And as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, girls, we're going. Like, and everybody was like, okay, let's go. So I would say like that was kind of like just, you know, a cool thing that we got to do. But I want
to cut you off for a minute, because that is everything that can go right will go right today. And again, it's when you write down those dreams, and then you have your, like what we did, you guys, is we had our eyes open to what we want. Now you might not have thought, today I want to drink out of a pineapple. But the subconscious does not know the difference between a real or an imagined event. And so that was kind of stirring, and you were already looking for miracles, you know what I mean? And the how just showed up. And I think that we had several crazy things like that happen throughout the trip. And it's just another example that the how can show up when you least expect it in the Bahamas from a taxi driver. Oop, are you still there?
Okay. I think
we're back now.
Okay.
Did I go missing?
I think so.
Oh, well, really good. You all missed it. Okay, go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead. The how showing up right when you least expect it. But what is the aha moment that you can take with you home?
So I know we kind of already touched base on what you're saying about fears, but when we wrote down what our fears were, and then we had to get together with our partner and actually like speak them out loud, I was just like, none of these don't even make sense. This is so dumb. Like, why am I fearful of that? Like, I'm going for a promotion, and I think what's like really held me back is like, not even so much that I'm not worth it, but like more so like, well, you're not a good leader, or you're not, you know, all those stupid things that go through your mind. And like, you can be a great leader. And I was talking to Rachel before we even got on this, and I was like, I feel like the biggest change is like, you know, you think about, I think my focus was too much on like, oh, well, I signed this person and they're not working, and this box isn't working, this person's not working. And why am I focusing on so much of who's not working when I should be focusing on the people that are running with me? And I should be the hardest worker on my team. And those people that are working are just going to follow me, and they're going to run with me. And I should just stop focusing so much on the people that are not working. And that mind shift was just insane. So I think that was my biggest aha.
That's a game changer right there. When you can really focus on what is working and who is working and what you are doing that's working, your business will change. And you're going to promote this month, so whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so, but I just want to thank you for organizing all of it. It was amazing. And everybody needs to experience something like it. So even if it's not a cruise, but, you know, just like was it the Dream Space that you hosted before, like make the drive and just get there. Just do it, because you will seriously go home like a changed person.
You know, these are the things that we are teaching on this cruise and all of the events are things that have changed us. You know what I mean? And I think when you experience that change yourself, you're all like, everybody has to know about this. You're so excited. And so that's why we consistently plan things. We're hoping to do a triple diamond and above retreat on the North Carolina coast. We're going to, in October, we're still working with the guy. He hasn't gotten back to us, but we're expecting the best deal from him. And then in September, we're going to do something around green carpet in Florida for diamonds and above. So a little bit of fun, a little bit of learning, a little bit of digging deep, a little bit of aha moments and that kind of thing. So, you know, I just want you guys to recognize when we put something out there, you're invited. You know what I mean? And we don't have the ability to personally message every single one and say, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? But just know we want you there. So say yes and know that we mean you. Ooh, okay. Thank you so much, Nicole. Melissa, I see you next. So you can unmute, and I'd love to hear. Now, Melissa is kind of an OG with us. This is her third cruise, and I would love to know why you keep coming back.
Because they're amazing.
And we have done similar things, but shifted things around a little bit each time. So sometimes it's similar but different, and there's been a different flair each time. So it's not completely the same, but I do know things overlap a little bit, which can be okay because we all need a refresher. But keep going.
You know, but it didn't feel like that at all. It's always felt like you and Carla have brought an immense amount of things to the table every single time. And I have seen the transformation in every single person that was there every single time. So it didn't feel like repetitive at all.
Good. That's good. Good. We do. That has shifted a little bit. But, so you said say yes because you feel like you get something new each time.
Yes.
Okay. So what was your favorite part of this cruise?
My favorite part was the last day. The last day when we were all on the beach and we were taking pictures and everybody was just so carefree and having a blast, and you can see it in the pictures how much fun we were having. And I just loved seeing everybody's energy shift and everybody walking more confidently, just knowing who they are and going forward. And you could tell that everyone is going to do exactly what they said they were going to do. That was my favorite part.
It is. There's something about laughing that changes your cells in your body. You know, it really does. There's actually a study that when you listen to music from when you were like a teenager, your cells and like your body shifts and you're younger. And so we really do events like this with teaching times, but also the fun time where we can laugh and play and enjoy. So what's one thing that you're going to do differently, like an aha moment you're going to implement?
Well, gosh, so many. I am going to do what you and I talked about and what Carla and I talked about. And I would say yesterday was a perfect example of applying what you've learned immediately. Like I immediately got thrown into a situation where it was like, you have to apply what you just learned, Melissa. So I got stuck at the airport yesterday due to weather. We had all this rain come into Orlando right after the morning, and I got stuck with my flight, got delayed 2 times. and they connected me to a new one. And then when they connected me to the new one, the second one was so delayed that there's no way I would have made it to the new one. So they told me, you can either stay in Orlando until tomorrow, or you can go to Minneapolis and stay there for the night and then fly to California tomorrow. And in my head, I was tired though, so I think that's why I just, like, I had a total meltdown. Like, I just started crying in line like I was a little kid, and I was like, why am I so emotional? Oh my gosh, I usually don't react to things like this. What the heck is going on, you know? So I messaged Carla and I was like, I'm trying really hard not to cry right now, but my emotions are getting the best of me, and I just, you know, I'm like, okay, just breathe, just breathe. And then I was like, okay, just cry, let it out. You'll be fine. This is like my thing is, like, I hate crying in public. It makes me feel very embarrassed. I don't know why. That's dumb. But I was like, whatever. I don't care if people stare at me. I'm just going to cry. I need to let this out. So I did. And I was like, I don't know what these emotions are, but I'm letting them go. This is the past. This is not how I'm going to react to things anymore. And I just, like, took a deep breath. And I said, okay, this is happening for a reason. And I'm trusting that it's the right reason. And I don't know what that reason is, but it's probably a good one. So I'm just going to go with the flow. So I went into one line, I got out of the line, went to the second line, came back to the same first line, watching this woman that was pretty grouchy because everybody was, you know, coming at her with their upsetness. And I can't blame her for being grouchy. So I heard, like, right before it was my turn, like, be nice to her, be nice to her. Okay, so I walk up to the desk and I'm talking to her, explaining the situation, and I smiled, I made her laugh, I put how I felt aside, and I was like, you know what, let's see what happens. She's like, you know, on the keyboard, making a little smirk, and she started, like, smiling, and I'm like, why is she smiling? She said, you're really lucky. There's one more seat on a flight at the next terminal right across from here. If you hurry up, you can get on the plane right now and go home. And I was like, God bless you. Thank you so much. You are amazing. You know, and I was like singing her praises, and she, like, went the extra mile, got on the phone with I don't know who, because it wasn't letting her doing it on the computer. So she called up somebody else, whoever she had talked to. She made it happen. She gave me, like, a seat request or whatever the heck she had to do. And I was like, all right, God, I don't know who I'm supposed to meet and why you're making me late, but I'll keep my eyes open. So I get to the airport. I walk out the wrong door in LA, and I end up walking by this person that had a fabulous scarf on. And I sit down next to them and I start talking. I said, hi, you know, what's your name? How are you? I'm waiting for been on a super long flight. Come to find out this person's from Mexico, was just in town in Los Angeles for a couple hours because they left their car there and they were picking it up at their friend's house, and was going to go drive down to TJ and then drive down to Juarez, where they're from. I said, do you have Facebook? Yes, I do. Great. Can we be friends? Absolutely. What do you do? Makeup? What do you do? You were in the Bahamas. So I was like, okay, God, that's what it was. Thank you very much.
I trust you. It all works out, doesn't it?
Now I'm going to go home and have a good night's rest.
Well, and I think that's the when you're in an experience like this, we really talked about when you start saying everything that can go right will go right. Even when things go wrong, you start to still have the expectation that there's a blessing there. And that expectation of a blessing starts to be your reality, and you're expecting things to work out. And so even though it wasn't perfect, and there certainly was, like, it was disappointing on times, that expectation and trusting the process led you to your next Mexican rock star.
Yep.
Awesome. Ooh, well, thank you so much. Anything else you want to add?
Just that you should definitely go and try to make it happen, even if it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Just next time that this opportunity shows up and you know about it, don't question, the babysitting or the this or that, or I have to move around my set. Don't. Just book your ticket and the rest will work itself out.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Melissa. All right, Angela, I see you next on my screen. Angela, what I think is so fun is you and Andrea messaged me within like days of each other. And you guys did end up partnering and being roommates, and it's and didn't know each other before this experience at all. And I just always know that it's gonna be great. So thank you for saying yes. I'd love to hear why you said yes and your favorite part.
So I said yes because I had a lot of life go on in the last year and a half, and I needed the clearer vision. I needed to hone in on it, and I knew that I was unable to go to conference this year, which was the first one that I had missed. So I missed, that big oomph that you get from going from conference. And I knew this was where I couldn't get to Dream Space either. So I knew that this was something that had to happen, and it worked out completely, like to the T, like worked out. So I said yes. And I think I told you, like, when I couldn't at first, when I wasn't finding a roommate, I said, I don't care. I'm still going to go if I have to buy my own cabin for myself. Like, I will still go because it was that important. So, but then Andrea messaged me back and said, yes, I'm in. And I said, okay, good.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your favorite part?
Oh, there were a lot of favorite parts. When we paired up, like, okay, so after you and Carla were talking about the God and the mind and the reality and how the brain is our processor and our computer, I realized that I was living in there way too much. So and then we partnered with our partner, and I had and she's amazing. And she was like, you think too much. Like, you need to get out of your brain. Like, that's all she ever told me. Like, you need to stop. You're overthinking this. Like, even the little assignment that you had us write our vision, our purpose statement out. She was like, stop making it complicated. Just write it. And I was like, oh, done. So it was funny. I think, I mean, there were definitely a lot. I think the prayer that Carla had us write down, like, she didn't just read it, but she had us write it down. That in itself is like beyond, like, I can't even explain how powerful that is, like, to go back and reread it and rewrite it. Like, but I think my biggest one was realizing, like, I don't know, I wrote all over my notebook. But there's like, throughout the entire trip, the word trust kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back. And that's something that I learned that I've struggled with. And a podcast from Pam that I had read or listened to, that word popped up and it like clicked. And I was like, ooh. And we were talking about that the last night. And then another girl at the table was talking about trusting, and then somebody else said it. And then I was flipping through my notebooks in my notes, and it said, and you or Carla, I can't remember who said it, that if you are scared, you're not trusting God. So, like,
mic drop.
Yep. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So good.
So, but there, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was definitely a dream, and it was a reality all at the same time.
You're like, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I get to go on awesome cruises. This is the dream life.
Right. And with the hiccups yesterday, and even, I mean, I just got home this morning at 11 because of all the hiccups that but whatever. I mean, it was still, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. It just has to. It's going to. Mm-hmm. So, and it did. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. And you guys, some of the exercises that we did on the cruise are in Design Your Dream Life, the new book. We did the joy review and the life purpose statement, and this is like a lot of the exercises that I do at Dream Space and events, all are within this book. So if you're interested in getting a glimpse into what the live events are about, the Design Your Dream Life workbook is a good place to start. So is there anything else you want to add? And then we'll move to Rachel. And then Alicia, I see her on there. Carmen or Ree, are you guys on here? Post in the comments if you are. Rachel, you'll be next. So, Angela, anything else you want to add?
No, I just get to the next one if you can. like make an honest, like, can I go? Yes. And do it. Just decide.
Yeah.
Decide and do. Like, don't think, just decide and do.
Yeah. Yeah. No one go. When you feel that nudge, say yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it was so great to get to know you better as well.
Yes.
All right, Miss Rachel.
Hello.
Yay. All right. So tell us why you said yes and your favorite part.
Why I said yes. Because I know I needed this. Pretty much I've just been working really hard on building myself because I've been in this company for 3 years and I know I deserve this and I see the potential and the vision. And I know it just has, like I hear everyone say, self-development. So that's just what I've been doing the last year. So as soon as I seen the cruise, I was like, oh my God, there's no way I can afford this, but I'm going to figure it out. And we figured it out, and it was the best time of my life. Favorite part, Come As You Are. 5 years later, as I was writing it, I'm like, this is so silly. This is going to be so weird. What am I going to say? And then when we got there, Alicia just bossed it out. I didn't even know if she was talking about real life or not. And she just made it come to life. She really did. And I mean, like, I got up and I went to the other tables and I talked to everybody about it. And it just made me, like, really believe, like, holy shit, I can do this. I really, really can do this. Like, I just woke up a new person, just feeling like I kind of always felt like I've had that fire, but I still always have that thing in the back of my mind, like, can I really do this, you know? And I'm just so excited because I know I can do this. And I'm sure, like, graduating on Thursday has a lot to do with it. But I have just, like, really been working on myself and accomplishing big goals. And I know I'm worthy and I'm just so ready to take this on.
I saw big shifts in you this weekend. I feel like you're lighter. And
I do too.
And the Come As You Will Be part of you guys is it's really kind of a cool way to cement all the work we did throughout the weekend is to talk about it as if, right? It's 5 years from now. So 2025, you walk in and you say, oh my gosh, where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long. And we talk about all the things we've done or where we've traveled or how many kids we have or, you know, how old they are and who we've become and where do we live. And, you know, everybody's asking questions as if it's 2025. And it's a really cool way to cement it. And that's part of the pre-work because you kind of have to come prepared with props or with things that you want. And then you talk about it all weekend long. And this time, something different that we hadn't done in previous cruises was we wrote a letter to that self. And again, there's power in writing it and there's power in speaking it. And then we spoke that letter to the other people at the table. And what's really cool is you're like, dude, Denise, I'm so stinking proud of you, you know, and you're talking to yourself as if, you know, you're kind of a third party. And it really is a cool way to experience your dreams. So, Rachel, is there anything else that you would want to add about that night or how you're going to implement it beyond?
I would just say really try to get to these events. I know everyone has said this, but when you, like, get to hang out with a millionaire like Denise, like, I've hung out with her a couple times and I went to her house and just, like, the more you get to know her and now that, like, we're actually friends, it's like, holy shit, you know, she's just, excuse my language, she's just a normal mom that decided to go for it and has talked to way more people than me, and we're all just as worthy as this business. You just have to put your head down and work and go for it and stop letting your mind tell you that you're not worthy. I really love that we instead of I, you know, with lighting your mind up with your heart and just going for it.
Amen.
Oh, and I have to say, I'm just so proud of everybody. I really am. I almost started crying when Macy was talking, I started tearing up. Like everyone, I truly have seen such growth. I am like so blessed to call you all my friends, and I'm just so excited to see where this journey takes us.
I know we're gonna turn our group chat into Dream Life, like adventure mastermind or accountability or something, because the relationship doesn't end just because we got off the boat. You know, it's more, it's deeper now, and we're all still cheering each other on, and it's so fun. So
yes, absolutely.
All right, I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Karen, I know Jen's out to dinner for her husband's birthday. Carmen or Ree, if you're on, put yourself in the chats or unmute so I know. Last but not least, I'm going to have Alicia unmute herself. And what is so fun about this story is that Tasha went. She was first. Yeah, we're good. She wanted to make sure Tasha went. But yep, so the Alicia was like lovingly stalking me. She's like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I really want to win. I want to go on this cruise. I want to go on this cruise. Well, then we had 3 winners, and she was like, I'm still doing it. And she'd message me every single time she got a fast start, and she was so loud. And what's so cool is the how figures itself out, because Carla brought her family on this trip, which hasn't happened before. And she brought Chris, and she brought her parents. And so I needed a roommate. And so at conference, I said, Alicia, finish your 10. Finish your 10. I need you to finish your 10. And I said, because I need a roommate. And I, come on. So within like a day, she finished her 10, and I got to invite her on the cruise, of course, as my roommate, but then also she brought her picture and like took amazing pictures of all of us all weekend long. It was so, so special. And I learned a lot just by like being in her presence. It was just so fun. So thank you for lovingly stalking me and earning a spot on this cruise, because it was seriously so, so special. So I'd love to hear why you said yes and your favorite part.
Well, I want to start with this, because one of the things that I have heard every single one of the participants say tonight, and Tasha, I'm so sorry I missed yours. I was having terrible computer issues and I missed it. So I'll go back and replay with you, is all of you said, the next one go, the next one go. And one of the big themes for this weekend, and one of the most impactful things that happened to me, was through a life purpose meditation time. And I'm talking about, guys, my world has been changed forever just in those moments. And the end of that life meditation time, Christ, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, whoever it is for you, I mean, it's Jesus for me, said to me, now go, And this was huge for me on a lot of different levels. So right now, you've just heard from like 10 different people. Now go, okay? And I know that these trips will be limited, going to be really limited, because we can't take hundreds of people on these trips, because it loses its effect. It loses its power of connection. So when you are given this opportunity, now go, and don't hesitate for just a minute. Melissa's going to agree with me because she's done it 3 times. She's going for 4. Andrea's going to agree with me because it changed her life. Macy's going to agree with me. It changed her life. Angela, so now go. Now, you might think, well, I don't get it. Like the dream life, okay? And that's where kind of I was. You guys, Denise made me do this hokey party 5 years ago, and I hated every minute of it. I was like, I don't want to do this come as you are thing, because I don't like.
She was the most grouchy leader I had.
I didn't want to do it. I was like, how does this make me any money? Okay. Like dressing up in character. No. Okay. So it was literally through the transition within like a 48-hour period of time prior to the first Come As You Are party 5 years ago, that it gave me so much clarity, and I figured it out. Like, and so that's 5 years ago. And same thing with this one. I mean, 2 days before we were leaving, Nicole and I are texting back and forth. I don't know. Well, what are you going to do? I don't know. What are you going to do? You know, because we didn't have that clarity. And that's one of the things that I find that we all struggle with within this business, you know? So how do we get somewhere without a map? Now, we all have our chart. We all have the steps to success, but is it here and here? Are those two places connecting that you really know where you want to go? Guys, I've been in the company for 8 years, and honestly, the last couple of years, I get up, I do my work to get my check because I don't know where I wanted to go. I had no clue. And the titles, Black Diamond, I mean, Ree was so precious. I enjoyed spending time with her so much. And I mean, she is focused, blinders on. Black Diamond is it, baby. It is happening for her because it is here and here. For me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I really want that necklace. You know, at the end of the day, it's like the title, okay, ambassador, that's really cool, but you know, I don't know, like, what do I get with this ambassador? In top 150, I've done that 3 times. I got to walk across stage. I got to talk. I've already done it, you know. But do I want it? But here was the deal: being able to identify deep down in our souls what our true life dreams are, what we desire with all our heart and with all our passion and with all our soul, and whatever that is. And what it was for me, where It Works came into play with that, every single one of my dreams needs a little bit of financing. Every single one of my goals needs some financial backing and support. And you know what? An ambassador check will pay for it. Every single one of my goals, every single one of my dreams can be financed with an average ambassador paycheck. So now there's a map. Now there's a plan. Now there's a goal. Now there's a why. Now there's some passion like there hasn't been a little bit in the past. And it's funny, too, how things will cycle around. Nikki Moore, if you're still on here, 5 years ago, Nikki and I and Rhonda Hartman went to Thailand. I didn't want to go do that either. You know, God puts us out of our comfort zone to get us really, really real and raw and where we want to be. But I know now there was 2 real distinct reasons that we went to Thailand. And one was, well, it's part of my diagnosis story, but it's also a part of my future. Because God spoke to me very, very clearly with something that's in my future in Thailand. And then, you know, I've kind of known that it's there all these years. I've thrown it out a couple of times. But guess what? He spoke to me again. Like, visually spoke to me clearly during this trip. And how funny it is that things come full circle. You know, kind of really wanted to go on this trip because girlfriend here loves a party. I want to be where the water and the trees and the sand and the sun. I want to zip line. I want to go to a water park. I want to, like, I want to play in the ocean and the blue water. I want to have my picture made. I want to take other people's pictures. Yeah, we did all of that, y'all. We ate, we drank, we partied. We sang at the piano bar till 2 o'clock in the morning, so much so that I had no voice the next day. It was amazing. It was amazing. And all of these memories and all of these events changed us forever. And it's really hard to come back. And I was trying to talk about that to my husband last night because I came in and I'm like, brr, brr, you know, and I want to like reverb everything that I'm feeling in my heart and all the excitement and the passion. He wasn't there. He doesn't get it. He didn't have that life-changing experience. So, you know, now go. You know, now go. Now, we can't go on a cruise tomorrow, sadly. Like, tear emoji, sad, sad, sad. Like, because I know all of us would, like, hop back on that plane and go through all the torment and hell to travel again tomorrow to relive what we've just been through. But you do have the opportunity to be excited, to be empowered, and to live in passion. And one of the ways you can start that, of course, is getting up in the morning and starting your journal, starting your devotion, starting your connection time with the Lord. And if that's here, let it be here. Just be empowered and be focused with it, or wherever it might be. some podcasts, some YouTube videos. Just get plugged in and find that focus, take the action, and realize there's going to be more trips. Well, I mean, we're working right now on the VIP trip. That's going to be October. You got green carpet. Fill your cup. Keep it full. Keep it full. Because when you have that map, you know where you're going, and you can go there with excitement. But if you're just kind of floundering around and not knowing where you need to go, you have to plug into something. You need to really plug into something, because anything that can go right will go right when you're plugged into the right place and with the right people.
Amen. Amen. Woohoo! We're all juiced up all over again. So exactly, you guys, we want to come back and just share our energy with you. I hope you've picked up on the passion, the excitement, not only for life, but how that bleeds into our business, because we know that we were brought into this business to live out our life's purpose, to dig deep, to grow and to thrive and kind of overflow within our team and beyond. And there will be more opportunities to plug in and do stuff like this. So keep your eyes and ears open and know that you are invited, and we want you to be a part of it. Next step is the watch party. So they are going to broadcast the next Austin boot camp. It's June 2nd on a Sunday. Get together with your people and watch it live stream on your TV. Even just getting together and learning and talking, what's working, that can really help raise your energy levels. And then we certainly have September green carpet. That's coming up in Florida as well. Think about that. I know tickets go on sale for that next month. Get your plane tickets, get your spots to stay. We are going to plan to come in on Thursday for a Diamond and Above Friday is my thinking. I don't know their itinerary fully yet, so that's kind of what we're waiting for. But we're going to do something special for Diamonds and Above, probably at Lido Beach, and really do just some connection and fun growth times there too. So put that in your mind. If you're not yet Diamond, make it a goal to be a strong Diamond by the end of August, so you can be a part of the September trip. And then VIP triples and above will be or maybe doubles and above because of our page, will be at the retreat house in October, and details for that are being worked out too. So just know we want you there. We know that you are created for such a time as this, and this business allows you to get healthier and wealthier and stronger from the inside out, and then you're able to transfer that belief to your team and anybody in your circle that you touch. So thank you guys so much again, and thanks for plugging in. And to everybody on the cruise, thank you so much for saying yes. Honestly, we have a bond that cannot be spoken. It is so, you know what I mean? Nobody else would get it. But it's just so special. So thank you guys again, and we will be here same time, same place next week. Bye guys.